Hey guys, it's Mr. Wesso here. One thing a question I'm starting to get from you guys in emails is, hey, I'm stuck at home with my guitar, which is great if you are, sorry if you're not, but how do I tune the thing? I know you're used to being able to bring it in or having it tuned for you here in class. So we're going to go ahead and go through it. If you have a clip-on tuner, this is how I'm going to show you how to do it. But if you do not, I'm going to go ahead and post in the descriptions a link to free guitar tuner apps that you can download onto your phone. The one that I use and the one that I think tends to work best is something called Guitar Tuna. And they spell it funny, not tuner, but tuna as in the fish, Guitar Tuna. But I'll go ahead and put a link to that in the description. But let's go ahead and run through. So the kind of one of the most important things you got to know to tune a guitar is what the names of the strings are. Some of these apps and some of these little clip-on tuners will have string numbers, but it's good, since you already know most of them anyway, to go ahead and know the names of the strings that you're tuning. Because not all tuners will have the string numbers on them. Some of them will only say, hey, this is a B, and if you're not close enough to a B, then you're probably not going to know what's going on. So let's go ahead and run through them. We know our E string, we know our B string, we know our G string from the C major scale, G, A, B, C, D, E. We know this should be an E, this should be a B, this should be a G. We know this low one is another E. The only two that we might not be quite as familiar with, sorry about that, on a wobbly table, are the D and the A strings. So, there's a funny thing that people say. Now, do know that it starts from the bottom, the 6th string to the 1st, but there is a little saying. We don't usually use it in class because it might tend to confuse people when we're going through and doing all of the reading and the theory stuff, but I'll go ahead and give it to you now because I think it might help you out at home. So what it is Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. E, A, D, G, B, A, or E, sorry, Eddie. Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. So that's it from 6 to 1. I know I like to teach it from 1 to 6, but again, 6 to 1, Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. So, now that I know what the string should be called, here's what's going to happen. Let me knock us a little bit out of tune here. So now, this is what my guitar sounds like. Uh-oh, what do I do? With the clip-on tuner, let me show you. So I'm going to hit the 1st string. I know it should be some kind of an E. So the way this tuner works is it's reading, okay, we're close enough to an E to where it's showing an E. By the way, if it showed a D, you know you got to go up. So if we're on an E, you got to make sure, follow that string to that tuner. Make sure you're turning that tuning knob. And you go, okay, this is an E. That's not right. So what I'm going to do is, this thing is saying this is below an E. Once this little indicator here gets right in the middle, this tuner will, oh, I don't know why I did it right then, but it will turn green, and that means we're right on an E. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it this way, which is counterclockwise, and that makes it go higher. Higher still, I'm not quite there. I'm going to hit it once, let it ring, and tune it up. Now it's shining green. You can go up a little bit more. Now guys, hopefully if your guitar's working right, you're never turning really fast. It's always going to be small adjustments. So make sure you're not just yanking on those tuners. And so now that I can kind of hit the string and it stays green for a minute, I'm good. Let me move on to B. So this is Good B by Eddie. So that one, the arrow is all the way on this side, so that's too high. Here's the trick, guys. This is the only thing that I would say is really tricky about tuning. So obviously, if counterclockwise was raising the pitch, making it go up, now I gotta go clockwise to make it go down. Now here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to just go down until I'm on a B, because, well, it won't stay in tune very long. There's reasons for it, but it won't stay in tune very long if I do it that way. So what I always want to do is I want to start from lower than the note and tune up. That'll leave the right amount of tension on the string to where it's going to stay in tune longer. Okay? So even though it's on it, I'm going to keep going down a little bit more until it goes a little bit flat, and then I'm going to tune it back up to B. So always, always, always tune up to a note if you want it to stay in tune longer. So now it's reading green on B, right in the middle with the little arrow. Good. So let's do one more. So G. Good. I'm close enough to where it's actually reading a G note, but I need to go up, right? I need to get that little arrow to go up. So I'm going to go up, 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 up. It's not wanting to pick this up very well. Sometimes your clip-on tuner might not be reading quite as well as you want to, and you got to move it around. Sorry, it's a little hard to read, but there we go. So there's a G. There's my A. There's my E. Now I'm in tune. Now, what you gotta know, the clip-on tuners are great because it doesn't matter if there's other sound going on in the room, because it's feeling the vibrations and judging what the note is by the vibrations coming off the headstock. Do know that if you use the app tuner, the guitar tuner thing, the one I'm gonna link below, and by the way, that's not the only one. There's plenty out there. If you find one that you like better, use that one. There's a bunch of free ones. But those need to actually hear your guitar. They need to listen. So you got to make sure the microphone's on your phone. You got to make sure that the phone is close enough to the instrument, or if it's an electric guitar, close enough to whatever is amplifying it, to whatever the amplifier is, to where it can actually hear those notes very well and pick them up. Because again, those work on sound, and if you're in a big, loud, and if you're in a noisy environment, it won't work quite as well. But yeah. Please let me know if there are any other questions. Guys, keep going to the blog. Keep going to the Pinoak Guitar blog. There's one for intermediate and advanced, one for beginner. Comment on whatever, whenever. Please, the more I hear from you, the better. Have a good one. Can't wait to see your faces again.